Welcome back to Netflix original with Soho explaining chapter 5. This is our last season finale, so we're gonna end on a banger, slope intercept form. So let's take a look at our problem. So it's asking us to write slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. This is one of the most important formulas / concepts in algebra. Okay, let's decode it a little because we're coders. So m is our slope, which is change in y over change in x, or delta. That's change symbol delta. So then we have b, which is our y int intercept. Int is short for intercept. Y intercept. So if we look at a mini graph like this vertical line right here would be our y axis. So if a line were to pass through, wherever it passes on this y-intercept, so this point would be our b, y-intercept. There you go, folks. Now let's go back to our problem. So it wants us to find the slope-intercept form of this here graph. So this graph right here. So we can see obviously that it is not straight horizontal or straight vertical, meaning it will not be undefined or it will not be slope of 0. So let's look at deeper. So first, what we need to find our slope, and we need to find our y-intercept. If we find this, we can write our slope-intercept form, so y equals mx plus b. So let's go ahead and find those things. So first, there is many ways of doing this, finding it off a graph, but I'm going to be doing it the way I like to do it, the way I usually do it, which in my opinion is better in my experience. Everyone has their own opinions on math concepts for some reason. Okay, so first let's look at our y-intercept. So let's look at our y-axis. This right here is our y-axis. It says here, right here, y. So this is our y-axis. Does this line pass through the y-axis? Yes, it does. Where? Right at this point. Okay, so right at that point. If you can't see that, zoom in. So it says -2. So our y-int is -2. Now we need to find our slope. Let's get rid of this. That's our point. Put it in a different color. It looks the same as the graph. So, okay. Now we need to find we need to find 2 coordinates on this graph. So the coordinate has to be an integer in its own way. So basically it cannot be here because then it would be a fraction and we want an integer. So right here would be our other coordinate. Okay, so right here would be our other coordinate, like I just said. Now, that's not our answer. 2 dots is not a slope-intercept form. So now we need to actually find the slope-intercept form, which is change in y over change in x. Let me write that here. Change in y over change in x. So just remember that. the order also matters. You can't have change in x over change in y. You would get a completely different answer. So let's look at these axes. So this is our y-axis. So, and then this has to be our x-axis, horizontal. So any change that goes here is our change in y. Change over here or over here, change in x. Sorry, a little messy. So what we need to do is we want to find that. Let's start, find the meeting point for this example. Let's find the meeting point. So the meeting point is right here. So to go up, we need to go up 1, 2, 3, up. Then we go right, 1, 2. So let me just write something here. So up equal to plus, positive, down equal to negative, right equal to positive, and left equal to negative. So both we go up and we go right. So our answer will be positive. So our slope will be 3/2. So that's your final slope. As this cannot be simplified anymore, so that's our final slope. But it's not our final answer. The form we need is y equals mx plus b form. So if we substitute our b and our m into y equals mx plus b, we get y equals 3/2x. So here's something that you might get caught. So you might do plus minus 2. Though this is the same coordinate, you need to not mind the plus. The plus matters about the y-intercept. If the y-intercept has a positive, is positive, then it would be a plus. But since it's negative in this case, it would be y equals 3/2x minus 2. So make sure to do it this way. And that's your final answer. Circle it, make it all pretty. Privacy reasons, I will not give that away. So, thank you for tuning in to today's show. That's all we have for you. Thank you.